What's up, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of the NCAA Hoops Hour. I am your host, the big man on campus. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. It is Thursday, February 6th, 2020. We are getting closer and closer to March Madness. I hope you all are enjoying your day. As I said, had a pretty good night on this show last night. We talked about a lot of games, and I hope you found some success in your plays. We'll get after another day tonight and see if we can't answer some of your questions and try to steer you the right way. As always, make sure you do me a favor, hit the retweet button if you can on Twitter. That's always very helpful if you can do that. Occasionally people don't do that. But again, on this show, at least on this show, we don't really ask you for anything. So if you're able to retweet, anytime we can get an extra listener or two, that is helpful. So, yeah, that's that. Trade deadline ended in the NBA today. Had some interesting moves. I saw some teams get better. Obviously, the Miami Heat are really a force at this point. You go out and get Jay Crowder. You also last night got Andre Iguodala. All of a sudden, they're a really good defensive team. All of a sudden, I think they kind of realized, look, we have we have the Celtics, we have the Raptors, we have the Bucks, who are all really good defensive teams. Even the Sixers, we have to go out and get better defensively. I'm obviously very happy that they went out and did that. I actually bet the Heat to win the NBA title about a week ago. I had to figure that they would make some moves at the deadline. So I'm actually feeling pretty good about that future. As far as I see the Clippers went out and got Marcus Morris. Anytime you get a Morris brother, I'm very happy about that. I love those two. I think they're terrific. I think they'll help teams. He goes to the Clippers, which obviously will help as well. So we're not here to talk really about the NBA. Just wanted to kind of fill some time as some people join the show tonight. All right, let's get into the card here. We will start out with just a couple thoughts here, and that's really what it's been. It's been a lot of thoughts here tonight. It's been a tough week as far as finding games. I seemingly have a game at night, but outside of that, I just haven't really wanted to venture much into this grouping of games. I think any night you can make money or not lose money. That's obviously the major goal. So, some of these people that are betting tons of games, I don't, it's not really my thing. I don't really have any interest in doing that, but it's definitely tough if you get one of those bad nights. But a couple of thoughts here. Western Kentucky, Louisiana Tech's a really interesting game up at the top, kind of a close game on paper. Western Kentucky's kind of a different team at Diddle Arena. They're really good at that in that building. I actually bet them earlier this year against Arkansas in that building, and they were able to get the job done. This is their first meeting this year against La Tech, who is the de facto best team in this conference. And as usual, I get hiccups right at the beginning of the show, so I'm going to have to obviously fix that right now, and I'm going to show you all how. Hopefully that helps. All right. Just, you never know when you're going to get those. You just got to try to, get rid of them. But, okay. So first game for West Kentucky this year against Louisiana Tech. And, I think the two reasons that I like Western Kentucky here is obviously it's a huge game for them. This is a game they really need. They got to start winning some basketball games here. And, one thing about West Kentucky, they're so short on players right now. Obviously Charles Basie going out hurt. They've really been kind of running with the small rotation, but I think free throw percentage will obviously be important in this game. West Kentucky, 7th in the country in free throw percentage. You look at Louisiana Tech, 304th. So that's a big issue here. Anytime you go on the road and you're laying points, you have to close games out by making free throws. And That's not something that they do at a real high level. So, you look at West Kentucky, pretty solid defensive team for the most part, uh, and, can score the basketball. So I kind of like them here tonight. I know, the rotation's short and, a lot of the time, they're going to have that short rotation, but I kind of like the spot for them tonight. If you have any questions, obviously feel free to send them in. Hustle Man, what's happening? Daniel, D'Onofrio, Brandon, Mike, Matt, what's up? Everybody in here. Steve. I love Cincinnati plus 5.5 tonight. Yeah, that kind of seems like a close game. I hate betting against Wichita State, though, in the roundhouse. Just kind of something I don't really want to do. That kind of seems like a low-scoring first to 60 wins type of game. You look at both those teams. I mean, both really good defensive teams. Obviously, I think from a pace perspective, you're not getting particularly fast pace. I don't trust Wichita State offensively. I think it's been pretty clear they're not real good on that side of the basketball. We saw that the other night against the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. I think this is a sneaky under. I don't think neither team shoots the three particularly well. Neither team takes a ton of threes. Neither team is really adept at getting to the foul line. I think this is a half-court offense, slugfest. Houston is interesting. That's an interesting line. I kind of like the dog in that matchup with Tulane. Tulane is obviously a team that has taken their lumps lately, but they have a lot of transfers. They're a group that has been able to bring in some guys that have played at major institutions. Obviously, you look at a guy like, a KJ Lawson. Christian Thompson played at Rhode Island. Tayshaun Hightower played at Georgia. So there's a lot of experience in this team at playing at higher levels. And I feel like this is too many points. I mean, you look at Houston, going to be without Dejan Jarreau tonight, who was suspended. And they got a big look-ahead game against Wichita coming up this weekend. This is a Tulane team that does do a nice job at hitting threes. They don't turn the basketball over. They're pretty good at the foul line. This is a decent spot for an underdog, I feel like. I've talked before about what you need to do to be an underdog and to create value as an underdog. You also look, though, Houston is solid. They're very good defensively. I don't love them defensively. I think this could be just one of the cases where they don't, score enough points to cover. I could very well see, kind of a, 70-57 type of game, something like that. 71-58, something like that. I kind of right around the 70-57, 8-ish range. 16.5 seemed like a bit too many. Just with Jarreau out, and obviously look at, I think that's enough here to maybe grab Tulane as an underdog. Are you familiar with Central Michigan? Listen, I'm familiar with any team. Do I bet them? No. But Keno Davis's teams over the years are pretty simple. They love to run and they score a lot of points generally. They get to the foul line a ton. That was one thing over the years with like Marcus Keene and some of those guys in the past. They love to get to the basket. Sean Roundtree, Kevin McKay this year. Braylon Rayson, all these guys over the years, they love to shoot threes and get to the foul line. So do I bet the MAC? No, I've talked about that ad fucking nauseum. I'm not really sure why you're mentioning that either. I mean, they don't even play tonight. A lot of people here. Sam Picks, what's up? Hustle Man, Brady, Jalen Murray, Marco, Antonio Morales Beltran. Tennessee Martin over. Yeah, look, I mean, Tennessee Martin overs are pretty much auto plays for the most part. Listen, you're not going to really hear me talk much differently when you talk about Houston Baptist, Tennessee Martin. I mean, those kind of teams just play high-scoring games. Problem is, I mean, the numbers are high-scoring, and you're going to need a lot of points. The issue tonight is Tennessee Tech is very slow, and they don't score. So, I wouldn't be running to the window. Look, there's a ton of games on the board. That would not be one I'm looking at. What else do we have here? Someone said earlier, what's the fishiest line on the board? Someone asked that. I think it's Merrimack and Fairleigh Dickinson. This is a really interesting line. Merrimack is really good. I like this team a lot. And you know what? I'm going to pat myself on the fucking back because I talked about Merrimack at the beginning of the season. I did some previews. I talked about Merrimack coming into Division One. They were brand new, Joe Gallo's team. And I kind of had some concern for the teams in this conference because Joe Gallo and Merrimack run a really high-level zone defense. And in this conference, you've got to be able to shoot the ball. And one thing that I've noticed over the years in the Northeast is that a lot of teams like to put the ball on the carpet and get to the lane. They're not real adept at shooting the basketball in this conference. And you look, I mean, they've had one loss in this conference this year. I mean, they're really good. I mean, they're a really good team. Yet tonight, they're a 1-point dog at Fairleigh Dickinson. Now, this is going to be a good game because Fairleigh Dickinson is – look, are they the team they were last year? Of course not. I mean, that team was, went to the tournament. That was a really good team. But there's some good scorers on this team. I mean, Jalil Jenkins is back. Caleb Bishop, Xavier Malone-Key. How does Merrimack deal with not only the really good offense you're going to face, but how do they score enough points? Because Merrimack wants to win, 58-52, 53-49, 64-60. That's the games they want to win. They want to slow the pace, turn you over, and get you into bad situations. So tonight, that's a weird line. I mean, Merrimack's a good team. I think this is still, I don't really think the market knows how to value Merrimack. I will also say, when I look at something called luck rating. It's something where basically it's tabulated on the luckiest teams in the country. So, you look at teams that are really unlucky. Obviously, they're losing a lot of close games. They're, struggling to like Washington. Washington's one of the most unlucky teams in the country. And we've saw that. We've seen that all season. Connecticut's another one. They lose a lot of close games. It's teams that lose a lot of close games and just unlucky overall. Maybe they just don't have enough to finish games. South Florida's one. Missouri. But you look at the luckiest team in America. It is Merrimack. They're number one in the luck factor at Ken Pom. So if you gave me a free bet on this game, it's tough. I mean, it's a toss-up. I could see why as a line, if you're a line guy, you'd be all over FDU here because I still think Greg Herena's team has talent. But I wonder, can they make shots tonight against the zone? Because FDU's, 3-point numbers are good, but I don't know if they're sustainable and will continue. So, gun to my head, I'd actually probably take Fairleigh Dickinson here. But Merrimack has seemed to find a way to win a lot of games. Now, again, if you could find someone out there that could talk to you for 5 minutes straight about Merrimack and Fairleigh Dickinson, let me fucking know. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. But, listen, I love my little schools. I love this conference. And one thing I also love is the fact that I have a website. It's bmocwins.com. And I've got some interesting information at my site this year. We are going to do a conference preview in the tournament, conference tournament preview for every conference. Now, here's the kicker. It's not free, but I'm going to make it available to all of you. Now, you don't have to buy my picks. You don't have to commit long-term, but I am going to charge for it. I put a lot of work into it. It's something that I spend time with. I'm not just going to give it away for free. So, again, if you're out there, you want that stuff, stay tuned. Come aboard the site. Stay tuned. Yeah, that's going to be coming out. They're going to be really good previews. They're going to be really helpful to you. They're all going to be in video form. They're going to be able to be accessed. So, obviously, make sure you check that out. Gulfstream Race 10, Safi and Gaffleone 8-1 right now. Yeah, I actually have a pick 4 going. I have that horse. I'm in 100%. I actually will bet that straight as well. For anyone that doesn't know, we'll just quickly mention this. I bet a lot of Gulfstream Park. It's my favorite track to bet. Safi Joseph, who is a young trainer at Gulfstream Park. He's kind of a notable guy down there. He does a lot of has a lot of horses. He has been terrific down there lately. He's got a horse coming up called Keep It Up. He's getting Gaffleone on his mount today. I don't know if he'll stay at 8-1, but I didn't love this race. I didn't have a lot. I think I took who did I take in this race? I took the 4, the 1, and I believe the 11. Yeah, I took 4, 11, 1 in this. So I actually, if you just want to play it straight, final race of the day, I actually am doing well in this pick 4. So we need a winner here. So yeah, I definitely like that. What else do we have here? I made a nice amount of money betting on Merrimack because of you. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Noah, I subscribed last night. I wasn't sure how this worked. It's no problem, man. We're just messing with you. For Noah, for you, because you're new, I don't bet a lot of MAC basketball. There are certain conferences that I know about. I just don't really get too involved with. The MAC would be one. Sun Belt would be another. There's just certain conferences I'm not a big fan of personally. All right. A lot of comments coming in here. A lot of comments, and I appreciate all of you joining me every day. It's very kind of you. Arizona should smash USC tonight. I don't know if I agree with that. In fact, I don't agree with that. I like USC. I'm actually thinking this team could have some value in the conference tournament. I like this group. I think they're one of the only teams in this conference that can win on the road, which is hard to do. I think they're 5-2 on the road this year, which is tough. I mean, it's not easy to win away from home in any conference. And I think they have a real star developing in Onyeka on Konwu. I like the kid a lot. Nick Rakocevic, he's been there for 10 years. Freshmen have looked good. Mobley's been solid for them. Ethan Anderson. They have the old guard with Weaver and Matthews. I like this team. I really do. And I think their bigs can handle Najee tonight. I don't love Arizona, and I for sure don't love them laying double digits. I think a lot of people will say that because they are at home, and they've actually been good at home this year in the McHale Center. But this isn't Washington State tonight or Utah. This is a solid basketball team. The problem that you have at USC is they're really boom or bust. They either win the game or get blown. Like when they lose, they usually get blown out. I mean, you look at their couple losses this year. Lost by 22 to Marquette, give up 101. Lost by 9 to Temple. Lost by 32 to Washington. Lost by 9 to Oregon, and then by 21 to Colorado. So again, I see your point. I get what you're saying. That game against Oregon, I actually had them in that game. Plus 9.5. They lost by 9. So I was actually very happy with that one. I actually like them here. I might take a shot with them late night. I think off a loss, there'll be a better performance from them tonight. But yeah, I mean, road teams are tough. Big Man does a great job with his tournament breakdowns. I watched them last year, and they're full of great info. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. You're very kind. What's the tougher conference first to worst, the Big East or the Big Ten? The tougher conference first to worst would be let me see here. Let me think about that. Well, look, Northwestern's really bad. And again, I feel like in the Big East, you don't really have any layup game. I mean, Northwestern's bad. Nebraska's bad. I would say the Big East is tougher, personally, because I think every night you're getting a really tough game no matter where you look. I mean, every team has talent. I mean, there's no team that's just like a layup. I mean, unless I'm missing one, but even like Connecticut or not Connecticut, Creighton, Georgia, like all those teams, like kind of the mid-tier teams, have a ton of talent. Georgetown, I think Big East is tougher for sure. What's up, Marcos? Thank you. Which horse do you like in the 10th? The Safi Joseph horse, but the Safi Joseph horse is going to get bet down. I mean, 8-1 is not a likely price. I'm killing this pick 4. This is sweet. Awesome. I'm getting some decent prices too. This is sweet. This is really sweet. So I have the pick 4. I had the 3, 9, and 2 at race 7. In race 8, I had the 10, 6, and 1, all finished top 3. And I had in the 9, I singled the 1, Soldado. And then in the 10th, I have the 1, the 4, and the 11. So we're looking at another. I actually lost my first pick 5 today on the last fucking race, which sucked. But I have a pick 4 here that I'm really happy with. So I'm hoping, again, I want to get a price horse here to finish it out. Look, anytime you have a pick 4, pick 5, and you get a price horse, you obviously are hoping for the price horse because the pick 4, pick 5 is a median of all the final prices. So let's say you have a 2-1, a 3-1, a 7-1, a 10-1, and a 1-1. That's going to get, you don't want all 2-1s. I mean, it's a median payout. So you want like the occasional 6-1 or 7-1. So, obviously we'll hope for the highest rate. All right. What else do we have here tonight? St. Francis of PA, they've been so good against the number this year. They're an underdog tonight at Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart's been playing without their best player, Cameron Parker, but they've had some success. Anthony Latina's done a nice job there. They've won 4 in a row. They had kind of a rough go of it, after they lost Parker, but they're starting to figure it out. My issue, though, with Sacred Heart is they've seemed to struggle stepping up in competition. So lose to Merrimack, lose to St. Francis of PA, lose to Robert Morris. All their wins have come against, FDU twice, Central Connecticut twice, Mount St. Mary's, St. Francis, Brooklyn. This is a step-up game tonight. I'll tell you what, if you're looking for an outright winner tonight, St. Francis of PA is a good play. St. Francis of PA is a good play. This is a good team. I mean, if you want to, this is close to me being a play tonight. I just like the game I'm on a lot more. But this is a good play tonight. I would be comfortable with plus, like, when you have a road team, right? If you're going to bet a road team, you want to find road teams that maybe been at home for 2 or 3 games in a row, and then they're going out on the road. Like, you don't want teams that back-to-back road teams are bet against. Like, if you have a team that was in, I don't know, let's say they were in Merrimack, and then they're going to FDU. That's tough because most teams are staying on the road that whole time. So, like tonight, Tulsa, they're playing UConn. Connecticut played Memphis on Saturday, and then they play Tulsa tonight. So again, I'm going to imagine it because these guys don't have like private planes. Like, well, I guess they do, but like, they're not like easy to move. Like they're going to be out on the road or they have to go. Either way, it's a bad situation. So you're finding those spots are obviously interesting. And you look at Connecticut, they actually did this away twice this year already. One of them was a home win against Tulane, so they were at home, which helped. But now they're going, away the way. Yeah, they've lost once and won once. So, those are the kind of spots you want. So this spot for St. Francis, not exactly brutal. It's not like they had to like stay out on the road for days on end and then play this game. So if you kind of understand where I'm going there. Great job yesterday with the Bonnies. Yeah, no, it was a great play. For anyone that was curious, I had St. Bonaventure last night as my premium play. Easy winner. Those are the easy ones. Rocking chair bangers that just, they're up 12.5 and they cruise and win by 25. Listen, I was talking with a friend of mine. A friend of mine and I go out for breakfast every Thursday or Friday, and we're talking today about that game. And he said to me, "Isn't it nothing better than that, is it?" I was like, "No, there really isn't." By the way, if you are my age, let's say even if you're younger than me or a little older, I'll tell you one thing that you should make a point to do, and if you can do it, do it. I'm not blessed. I guess I'm happy with my life because I found something I can do that I can kind of be myself in, and I don't have to go to like a quote unquote regular job. But even if you have a regular job, take time out of your day to go see your friends. Sit down with them, talk to them, have a meal together, because eventually, and leave it to me to tell you this, because I will tell you all something right now that I don't tell a lot of people, but I'm okay and comfortable with my own that I can tell you all this. I have a lot of acquaintances. I know a ton of people, a lot of people. Like if I go out to a club or a bar or barbershop, people know who I am. Like I know a lot of people around here. I have a lot of acquaintances, but I'm a private guy. I don't have a lot of people to my house. I kind of stay low. I stay level. But over the years, a lot of my friends are gone. I have two of my friends are incarcerated. They've been going on 5 years now. They still have 3 years to go, 3 or more years to go. One of my best friends from high school is married and with kids now and has no time really. So I think, you lose friends and you kind of remember the good times. And, I have a friend, Ryan, who I've had on my shows before and stuff. He's single and just got a regular job like me. So we're able to go out and have breakfast in the morning or hang out, watch a game. Make sure you take the time, because some days, leave it to me to tell you this, a lot of my friends aren't around. And I also keep in mind, I moved from Philly back to here and I lost a lot of friends there too. So if you have friends that are close to you and you can be around, hang out with them, because take it from me, it sucks that you can't call. Like I have friends like that are incarcerated that I can't just call. Like I have a friend that I haven't talked to. I only talk to him through a fucking messaging service. I can't call him. He can't, always call me. It's not easy. I can't just say, "Hey, bro, what's up?" It doesn't work like that. So if you have friends and they're around, also family. I went and saw my grandpa's grave. First time in 12 years I went and seen it. And I know for me, I just couldn't do it. Okay. He was really important to me. He gave me a lot of, he was just important to me in my life. And I don't think I've ever been the same since he died. And I finally went to his grave last week and I felt closure with it. And I wished that I look at like my grandma now, because I don't have my father's side of the family. There's a lot of bad blood. There's 15 kids, a lot of bad blood, and like I call my grandma that I'm close with, and I call her a little more often, because people die, people go away, people get families, and listen, right now is never going to be like it's going to be going forward. You're never going to be able to do some of those things. So, live it the fuck up, because take it from me, I wish I would have spent more time with certain people. And I'm losing a lot of life from them because of it. Like I've said before, I have like the two friends I'm talking about, like one of them will not get out of prison till he's 34 now. He'll be almost 40 till he gets out. He'll miss my wedding, likely. Like he would have been a groom in my wedding. He will not attend my wedding. And that sucks. And that's a decision that he made. But, it sucks at the end of the day for me, because he's like a brother to me. And he will not get to be at my wedding, which sucks. Maybe I'll wait, just because I really value him and like him. But, stuff like that sucks. So, thank you guys for listening. I know some people jump off when I go off on tangents, but just trying to offer some credible info. I've been MIA. Will I be in Atlantic City for the tournament? I probably will. I mean, again, I don't. I guess I'm kind of in a I will be I will be somewhere for the tournament. Put it that way. I might not be in Atlantic City, but I'm going to be somewhere. I probably. Jordan's asking about first halves. Yeah, look, I don't really. The EIU game, it's an over city game there. Probably you're probably gonna see plenty of points in that one. Colorado, yeah, Colorado's a great home court advantage. I hate Cal as well. Hate Cal. So yeah, I actually like the second one there. Shane Russell, I go fishing with my friends. There's nothing better. Yeah, you're so right on that, man. So make sure you go see your friends. What other questions do we have tonight, folks? What other questions do we have? I'll do another 10 minutes or so. We've got plenty of time here. Send in your questions now on anything. I don't care what you ask. You can ask me about anything. Uh, you can ask me, do I, who's my man crush? What do I like to eat for dinner? I don't care what you ask me. Ask me whatever you want. I'm an open book. I have no shame, and I will take care of any question that you ask. What do we got here? Jacksonville State. I didn't look at that game. Another conference I don't bet much of. I do like that Belmont Murray game. It seems like a close game. I'm kind of surprised that it's such a big number, but maybe it's telling you something. I will say, we always come across these people that, I don't know Omega Cap. I don't think I've ever seen him here. I thank him for his, checking us out. But he's our guy of the day that gives us a game that I wonder what he sees to have interest in that game. And we didn't get an answer the other night from the guy that we asked that about, but Omega Capper, you seem like a nice guy. What do you see in that game that makes you interested in it? Because I will say it's probably the most disgusting matchup on the card. Seriously. I mean, maybe outside of okay, let's do that. Let's come up with the most disgusting matchups because that's one. Another disgusting matchup would be Montana State, Idaho. I guess Harold Fry is kind of cool. I don't mind. Stetson, Florida Gulf Coast. That's a rough one. UT Rio Grande against UMKC. Elon, UNC. There's a lot of bad and ugly games on this card tonight. I have to wonder, where did you find that game and say, whoa, I got to bet that one. I got to bet the SEMO, Jacksonville State game. Because, again, last year, Jacksonville State, I loved that senior lane team. But Ray Harper's team is not that this year. Liberty, first half tonight's interesting. -5 against Jacksonville. Liberty, one of the best first half teams in the country. They crushed Jacksonville last game. I think Jacksonville scored 35 points. It was ugly. It was a low-scoring game. I think it only got to 90 points combined. Jacksonville had, I think, 2 double-digit scores. They had 37 points. 2 guys scored 29. Only 1 player scored. Or 2 players scored, sorry. Outside of those guys. So they had 4 players score baskets in that game. I don't know if a change of venue really changes much here. So, they were up 28-12 at the half. So, -5 might be where to look here. All right. Omega Capper says he's just looking for value. Yeah, I got to tell you, man. And I'm not knocking you here. I don't see any there, to be honest. Thoughts on the Sixers tonight? We're not talking NBA. Are you interested in the XFL at all? No, not really. I might check it out. Thanks for putting me on to Benny the Butcher. Shout out to Griselda, GFX, the best, the 3 best in the fucking game right now. Benny the Butcher, Westside Gun, Conway the Machine. Thank you for mentioning them. Did I talk about East Carolina +3.5? Yeah, I did a radio call today with East Carolina Radio, and I thought the game was a complete toss-up. I don't really want to bet UCF on the road, and ECU is so hot or cold. If they can make some shots and Jaden Gardner plays well, they will play well, but Johnny Dawkins a good defensive coach, so I didn't have anything on that game. Favorite deadline deal or fit? Whatever the Heat did. They were unbelievable. What percentage of my bankroll should 1 unit be? I got to be honest, man. I don't really advise on how much you should bet. That's between you and your bankroll. I will never tell another man how much to bet. I would just tell you to, again, whatever I'm betting, as far as giving out, I would just say, bet your normal bet, whatever that is. I don't I just don't feel comfortable like telling you because I don't know what your bankroll is. So, you know, I don't I've never really been a guy that does the whole bankroll thing and like I bet 2% on it. Like I don't really do that. Because I don't bet a lot of games, so it doesn't really ever come into play. I believe in good coaches, but sometimes teams have bad players. What do you think? Yeah, I agree 100%. Do you like Georgia State tonight? And here we go. Questions from conferences that I've vividly said I don't bet, but we always have these 5 people that ask the same stuff every night. Yeah, I didn't look at the game, man, to be real honest with you. Probably high scoring. I mean, both teams are pretty decent from a pace perspective. Georgia State has plenty of good guard play. All right. Do you like Western Kentucky tonight? Already talked about it. It was the first game we talked about. Uh, do, 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 do. I mean, I know you all saw my hiccups went away when I did that little game I did. You see that, right? Just saying. By the way, Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf runner-up Billy Batts will make his seasonal debut tomorrow. Interesting. For any Goodfellas fans, there's a horse called Billy Batts, so you can bet him tomorrow, Santa Anita Park, in the Baffle Stakes. So if you are interested, you can check that out. We do have a horse coming up with that final race at Gulfstream Park. So maybe we'll stick around for that. Any Oscar predictions? I liked The Irishman and Parasite the best. I want to see Joe Pesci win. Yeah, I'll be definitely involved with him for sure in that supporting actor category. Do you like the WCC? Yes, and I kind of like BYU tonight. I think they beat up Portland. Georgia State's the better team in almost every category. Yeah, but they're on the road. So that kind of just throws away all that talk. Thank you, Omega Capper, Jep, Sigard. Do you still do push-ups? Yeah, listen, guys, for the 8th time, I do push-ups regardless. So, yeah, I've kind of talked about that. How long till post at that Gulfstream Park race? But then again, does it really matter because they're never on fucking time anyway? That Soldado horse, fuck, man, even money it finished. Fuck me. What did pretty good prices. All right, Pawnburger 6-5. That 4 horse is 7-2, so it's 4-1. Definitely down from that 8-1, which we thought would happen. And then the 11 Mighty Judge is 4-1. All right, so we're basically at race. Do you guys want to watch this? Does anyone want to watch this? How many plays do you have on average? 1 to 3. Do you guys want to watch this? Again, does anyone have interest in watching this? I can put it on if you guys are interested, and I probably will just because there are people that will say yes, and it's the last race, so might as well. Let me log in here. No, I don't want to deposit. Why did I just do that? All right, let me get this race up here, and then we'll watch it live. All right, we're really close to post here, so we got. I'm going to take the 4 straight here, but I also have a pick 4 that's concluding here, so keep that in mind. I have a pick 4 with the 1, the 4, and the 11, and I ended up taking a shot with the 4 straight. So we got the 4 straight, and then again, I really just care about hitting this pick 4. I mean, I'm in the final. I would love either of those, that 4 or the 11, to hit because the 1 is at 6-5, and that's really not going to be a great. I mean, it's just kind of a finisher price, but yeah. So let's see here. We're about there for post time. So I'm taking the 4 to show. Well, you're not going to make any money doing that. You're going to lose money, but okay. Betting to show is a waste of time. Thank you, Kevin. You again, if you're betting to show, like I would bet the 12 to show, or like the 10 to show, or the 9 to show. I wouldn't be betting the 4 to show. That's a total waste of money. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just being honest. Like, betting a 3 to 1 to show is basically you're betting it at like even money, or not even. Because again, horse racing is all about the final odds. So basically, let's say you bet a horse at 50 to 1 to show. That means you're basically getting it at 12 to 1. Because you didn't bet it to win, you didn't bet it to hit second, where you get 25 to 1, you're getting it at 12 to 1. So, and again, the likelihood of it happening are still fairly low. So you shouldn't be betting, like, unless like you have a horse, like I bet win place bets occasionally, but I'll bet a win place in like an 8 to 1, where I'm still getting a good price, or like you know, like I'm not going to bet a place on 8 to 5. Like I'm just not. It's a waste. But just kind of my points. I have kind of an odds threshold. Like I'll see people on Twitter. Like this is a common thing on Twitter to do. I saw a guy do this. He'll take a 6 to 5 horse to win plays, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, you got to make your bones off hitting big underdogs. Like I had a big underdog during the Breeders' Cup. I've on regularly streams. I'll give out like I gave a 16 to 1 to place. Comes in. It's a great number. So here we go. All right, we need the 1, 4, or 11. I would love the 4, obviously. Not a good start for the 4. Not a good start for the 1 either. Not a good start for anyone, really. Jesus. 4 is at the back. Yikes. Obviously, and he looks like he's not running well at all. The 4 does not look good. I mean, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. We're going to have to, I think, I'm just going to try to get out of here with a win on that 1. I mean, I just need a win. We got plenty of time, but it's not looking good for the 4 or the 11. I mean, all my horses are at the back. No one seems to have any interest in making a move. What's the 1 story? Go, Irad. What the fuck? It's still a little early, though. We're about halfway. Okay, 1. Got to start going here. Is anyone going to make a move? Is the 11 have any interest? 4. Here comes the 4. Here comes the 4. Here comes the 4. Here comes the 4, folks. And the 11. 4 and the 11 are making a move. Let's see if they have enough. Look at the 4 on the outside. Come on, 4. Come on, 11. All right, we're going to have something here. I don't know if we'll have enough, but we're going to have something. Look at the 4. Look at the 4. Can he have enough? He's not going to have enough. Ugh. 11. 11. 11. Just not enough. Fuck. I'll tell you, these fucking streams are dead money. Every time listen, I bet these fucking streams, okay? I kill horses all day. I come on this stream, I lose. I'm not doing these anymore on the stream. I'm not doing these streams anymore. I'm actually done sharing my horse info because they're dead money every time. Every time I come on these streams, I fucking lose my pick 4. Like, that's sickening. Like, that sucks. Is that just bad luck? Because I think it is. That's weird. Spooky. The 11 came in, but he just took too long. Triple K says, I'm taking the Paco on Gunslinger. Yeah, well, go play the fucking lottery after that one. This guy just throws out a 9-1. It just takes a shot and it wins. Must be nice. What'd you bet on that race? Settle down, Hilda. What did you bet on that race? I'd love to know. I'm being really Tony Soprano-ish right now. Guy bet $25. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like that would have been that's 2 pick 4s and pick 5s that I've lost in a final race on these fucking shows. This guy bet $10 and Jesus Christ, man. Oh God. I hate to belittle you, but like I would have won like a decent amount of money on that fucking horse, man. Like oh man, that's the worst. I hate that. I hate when you're at a fucking racetrack or like a casino, and you got like a big bet in, and some other guy has the other side, and he bet like $50 on it, and he's like going hype over it. It's like, shut up, man. Like we got bigger fish to fry here, pal. And the worst thing is, he actually like told us about it. This guy. This is a great one. This guy. Learn to handicap rather than play chalk. You always play chalk. Right, because I didn't pick a 4-1 and an 11 or and a bigger price too. Like, shut the fuck up. You fucking hump prick. Shut the fuck up. That's a blockable offense, actually. That is just stone cold fucking whack. Like, fuck you. Dude, I've come on these channels and give you free info, and I gotta hear fucking fuckheads like you? What the fuck? You fucking loser. Learn how to handicap. Shut the fuck up. You fucking melt. You complete prick. The fucking loser. Get the fuck out of here, you clown. You want to come on here and try to be funny, that's fine. But don't come on here and say absolute nonsense like that. Learn how to handicap. Right, because, again, if I only... You know what people do to pick favorites? Win. That's what they do. They win. One fucking dog comes in. This guy acts like fucking some horse whisperer. You fucking melt. Shut up. All right, I'm out of here. See you all later. All right. So yeah, have a great night. Hopefully you all get the job done. I gave out you plenty of plays, answer plenty of questions. Thoughts on USC? Kevin comes in here and says, I love the show. Great work. And then asks about a game we already talked about like 5 minutes ago. Oh, man. Gotta love it. Sure, I do. Pick 3. This guy's asking about pick 4, pick 5. Listen, here's what I'll say about pick 4 and pick 5s. If you don't have money to spend, they're probably not for you. Because you might spend, your lightest bet's going to be like $100. So, I mean, sometimes you might spend $380 on a ticket. It gets expensive, as he's stating. Listen, guys, here's my advice. Okay, if you don't bet horses and you don't have the guts to bet them, don't. Just stay with the normal sports. Because the worst thing is people that bet stuff and they're like, they don't know how it works. That will send you in to bad shit. I'm out of here. See you later. Good luck.